Good evening. How is everyone going today? Okay. Today's Muay Thai session is going to be about the switch, the deception that we can use inside of the switch. We can switch to kick, round kick. We can switch to push kick, straight kick. We can switch and punch. We could switch and elbow. We could switch and knee. Okay, so there's many uses for the switch. You are probably familiar with the switch kick, right? What we call switch kick, but talking about the round kick. So we're in our stance, switch, and then throwing the round kick. All right, as you can probably see, I've got a truck tie here. This is a technique that I was taught when I was at Jockey Gym. Not only Jockey Gym, many Thai gyms have these. Okay, now I've laid this on the train tracks. So you can see that, I can get on my tyre, you see that? I'm on my train tracks. And then I can switch. So this would be a very typical drill that would be used in Thailand to gain balance, gain calf strength, shin strength, leg strength. The switch. All right, there's a lot of things going on this tyre, simple little thing. Now, imagine that if you're on this tyre, right, your feet have to stay on the inside rim, and your heels, they either hang in the void there, on the middle of where the rim would be, or it's up. And if you don't have access to a truck tyre, right, you could ring around, you can easily pick one up. You can see I've got 6 across the back there. You can easily get a lot more. You ring around some tyre places, they'll tell you you can come and pick up their truck tyres for free. All right, so if you don't have a truck tyre, which you probably don't have, right, you're going to have to do this like this. But I'm going to do it on the tyre because I have one. All right, so we're going to do this for the next 2 minutes. I'm going to do it 1.5 minutes. Actually, I'll do the first 30 seconds on the floor and then the next 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes on the tyre. You're going to use this as your warm-up, getting you ready to start switching. So what we would do would be bouncing on the spine and we switch. Let's do 2 bounces, then a switch. So this is getting my body used to gonna be doing the technique, the switch. So I'm just gonna repetitively be switching. So that's my 30 seconds there. I'm gonna come up onto the tyre. And now I have to be very balanced, right? I'm looking at you, not at the tyre, not looking at my feet. I need to find where that tyre is. It's going to take a lot of practice. I've spent, I wouldn't know, days, weeks on a tyre. Not in a row, of course. I'd go for a pretty typical session. You go for a run, whether it's 10, 20 Ks, 5 Ks, each run's got a different purpose. Come back, spend 15 minutes to 30 minutes on the tyre, and the same on a skip rope. So we're going to be doing, the first technique we're going to do the switch kick. And to keep everything balanced and using both sides of our body, whatever we do on the switch side, which is our front side, left side if you're orthodox like myself, we'll do on the right side as well, but there will be no switch involved. All right? There could be, if you'd like to train it that way, you could stand opposite stance and then switch to the next technique. All right, so that sort of completes the tyre warm-up, or just switching on the spot there. Okay, When we're talking about to switch in general, just to switch our stance, we're not talking about the setup of the technique. So we're just switching our stance to the exact opposite mirror image. Okay, so this foot cuts through on a 45, this foot goes straight. So when I do an exact mirror image switch, it's like that. You see that? Now that's on the 45 and that's straight. And then if I switch back again, the same. That's now straight and that's on the 45. All right? You were probably just switching like this then. And that's sort of how you do it on the tyre too. It's hard to put that front foot in that position and the back foot in that position. But when we switch for a different style of technique, depending upon what it is, we have to set that technique up. So you have to now think about what sets that technique up. When we throw a kick, we point our toes out. When we switch and throw a punch, we point our toes forward. These are all going to be things that we're going to have to do, making a small adjustment to our switch each time we change the technique. I've also done a tutorial which you can go back to at a later date, right? Which is called the switch, and it talks about exactly this, but in a bit more depth on each technique. Okay, so let's show the footwork for each of the techniques for the 4 different switches that we're going to work today. We're going to do 4 only. And the same technique's going to come from the opposite side. So your body, like I said before, gets an even workout through the class today. All right, switch kick, because that's the one everyone is familiar with right now. So we switch. I have set up my kick with an angle and my legs travelled slightly out. It's not there, it's out. Again, watch. Okay, so I'm ready to make my left kick. Straight through. Yeah? I'm going to do 3 on each technique, and then I'll do another explanation before we go on to the pads. One more, switch, angles, then the kick. Okay, we'll call that switch kick. The next one we're going to do, we're going to go switch punch. So I don't want any angles this time. What I do want is to be able to step my back leg up and a twist, reminiscent of doing this, right? With a cross. So, watch what I do. Switch a bit longer than what I'd want. That's not my stance, this is. And then, bang, punch. Nice position, you see? So we switch longer than what we want, then step the back leg up, cross. Watch it one more. We switch it longer than what we want. Step the back leg up, bang, cross. That's how we switch cross, or switch punch, right? Now, we'll switch push kick. We'll switch, but this time, this foot will go on even more of an angle. Like that, because that accommodates a push kick. And this leg has not gone out like that for the kick, but gone long, like I did with the punch. And then push kick. Switch, look, I'm on my train tracks, his foot's cutting across, and then push kick. One more, switch. So it's a long linear switch, but different to the punch, because the punch was there. I'm like this for the push kick. All right, one more, the switch knee. Now, the switch punch, the switch kick, and the switch push kick are all longer range techniques, right? The knee's shorter. So if I was executing it from the same distance away, I'd need to come in a little. So it'd be like this, right? Instead of switch like this, if they're there, that switch would work for the kick, because they're there. But they're there, my knee can't reach there. So my switch would have had a penetrating step, different to all the other 3 switches. There it is, the penetrating step. And then bang, and then my knee hits target, right? Because I'm executing all 4 of these techniques from the same spot. So to get close enough for the knee, I must switch moving in. All rest done on the spot. All right, let's pad it up. So what we're going to do, we're going to put focus mitts on. No, sorry, we will get gloves on, Thai pads on. If you've got them, belly pad for the push kicks. And I'll call in Candace to do the techniques for us. Okay. So, the first technique we're going to work on, switch kick. And then like I said, we'll do that technique for a 2-minute round. Then we will do the right kick for a 2-minute round. Then we'll do the switch punch. Then we'll do the right cross. Then we'll do the switch push kick. Then we'll do the rear push kick. Then we'll do the switch knee. Then we'll do the rear knee. All right, keeping it even all the way. 2-minute rounds. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to switch kick. So you're very familiar with this, correct? Check your stance and your distance. Throw a jab just to see if the distance is right, because you've got to throw the switch kick from that same distance. You're right.
Oh, I didn't warm up.
I told you to warm up. Test your jab, distance, switch kick. So we just practice that switch kick now. Now the recovery for the switch kick, watch this. Train tracks, switch, kick, train tracks. Okay? I can recover back onto my train tracks. Remember that angle of the front foot, ready to accommodate the spin. Don't forget all the other parts of that kick as well. The drive of the arm, the spinning of the foot on the floor, and then the return back into a great spot. So no technique's finished until you are back to start position, highly balanced. Do 2 more kicks. 1 more. Okay. All right. Now, all we're going to be doing now is the right kick, the real one, just to keep everything balanced, like I said before, and we get a full body workout as well. We're going to now practice the right kick. So there's one small step with the front foot and then the kick. And straight back to stance. Now if you're very familiar with this, been training a while, what you might want to do is stand southpaw and then switch for that kick and practice the switch, which you don't normally do. Candace's second step then, which she doesn't do on the other side. So that's what you could do. You could practice your switch kick from a left-handed position. So again, watch this. So Candace starts left-handed. She throws her, she does a switch, and then kicks straight away with no second step. It's hard, isn't it? Back into stance, go left-handed again. Switch, no second step, kick. It's not as easy as what you think, because you're not used to switching that way. All right? So if you wanted to practice that, that's something you can do. We've got 30 more seconds to go. And you can practice that with each of these techniques that we're doing today, and I will give you a demo of that each time. Two more kicks. And time. Okay. Good work, guys. The kick, that's the easy one. That's why I wanted to start with that one, the one that you're most familiar with. Now, the switch punch. your front foot stays straight. Don't go like that. And then you're longer than what you needed, so you can do this when you throw it across. So footwork. Easy, yeah? Switch, long, step, cross. Let's practice it. I made that look real easy. It's not as easy as that. What you might want to do is use a jab to start with to make sure you're in the range. So you're in range, use a jab. Now you switch and then throw your cross. Back into stance. Switch, throw it across. You can switch back if you like, or you can step back into stance. Totally up to you. So if you've thrown a lot of switch kicks at an opponent and they keep seeing the switch kick, you can use this as a bit of a trick. And switch kick, and then throw a switch punch, and they're going to get tricked because they're so used to the switch kick. And 45 seconds to go to finish that. Try stepping that back foot just a little bit so you're getting a bit closer. Not your front foot, but your back foot. Step it. Yeah. Step it. Yeah, that's the one. That made a pile of difference when Candice just did that step then. She wasn't before, she was just pivoting, which is correct too, but there's not the power there. When she throws that with a step, her body weight moves up. I feel it in the punch power. One more. All right, now we're going to just practice the regular cross. But like I said, stand southpaw, that other way, and then switch and throw the cross. Go back to southpaw, switch and throw the cross. And then that's the practice of a brand new technique that you don't know, instead of just practicing the cross. So do you know what you could do? Try this. Stand in an orthodox stance. That's southpaw. Switch twice, then throw the punch. So switch once, switch twice, punch. Double switch, punch. Try that one again. Switch, switch, punch. You could do that with the kick also. But we'll keep that with the punch for today. Switch, switch. Similar to the Ali shuffle. Sunshine does a very similar technique. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. Very famous Muay Thai fighter, and he calls it the Sunshine Shuffle. Boom. Two more. One more. So there you go. There's two brand new techniques that you might not have known. The switch punch, which is your left cross, and then the switch switch cross. So that's going to confuse someone a hell of a lot. All right, now we're going to do the switch push kick. So the switch push kick, same length, except look at my front foot. It's already accommodated the hip turn. Don't do this. That's for the punch. We want this. That's for the push kick and then push kick. All right, this push kick will have way more push kick than your regular front push kick because the inertia that comes with the switch. All right, so let's practice that. So you're in range. Use a jab to set it up so you know you're in the same range of all the other three. Don't step back once you've done that jab. Yeah. See what Candice did then? She goes, I'm going to test my range. What you want to do is go range finder, switch kick. All right? So just do a range finder. All right, switch push kick. So you switch your stance. Now, I can already see Candace's problem, and I bet you've got the same one. You feel cramped. I'll tell you what it is. Don't go switching backwards. Switch longer. Watch. So, I want to kick Candace, but I do this. And I'm cramped. So I didn't change. Watch this. Longer. Now my push kick works, you see? So switch it longer. Put your kicking leg back further away from the target. Try that. Now go. See the difference? See, a lot more power out of that switch push kick. That's the trick. What you're doing a linear, a step with your foot straight, then you're putting it on an angle after. What Candace is doing, she's doing this. I call it a double step. Want to go like this. See, that's ready to go straight away like we do with a switch. So when Candace switches, she's going to make sure that front foot accommodates a push kick. Yes, now it's ready. Perfect. Good power. Yes, yes, that's it. That's the one. All right, now we're going to do the real push kick, right? But let's use it as a new technique. 2 switches. So Candace is in a stance. 1 switch. Another switch. Accommodates push kick with an angle on a foot without a second step. You know what I mean? You've got to go like this. Switch, switch, no steps. Push kick. Alright, that's very important. Double switch. Push. And then again, if this technique feels a little bit too advanced for you, you can just practice the regular push kick with a small step. Good one. $30 more seconds to go. Some might just notice with a side-on look at one of you guys at home there. Just gonna get you guys to stop. I'm seeing the switch. Watch my head. I don't like that because what you're trying to do, what you're doing is you're jumping. Watch my head this time. See, my head stay level. You're going to switch, switch, then bang, kick. You guys are like that. Switch, switch, kick. It's too easy to see, and you're wasting a hell of a lot of energy when you don't need to. So, imagine, right? You can't see the feet and you can only see the upper body. So, if this is all you can see, from here up, I'm like this. I'm changing my feet, but my upper body's not bouncing up and down. Does that make sense? All right, we've got one more switch to do. Switch knee. So, remember I said we've got to be in range. So, you're in range, find your jab range. Now your switch is going to have to move in slightly because your leg is shorter this way. Right? So, Candace is going to now do a switch, but then knee, she's going to switch slightly in. And then knee. And then back to stance. And as you switch knee. Find your jab, switch knee. Perfect. Find your jab, switch knee. Good. After you find your jab, you turn your guard and then pump your arm down on the actual knee itself. Find your jab, return your guard, pump your arm. Again. That's it. Keep it going there, guys. Just coming in to check up to see how that switch. Don't get too close. That's the mistake there. Don't get too close. You want to make sure that you're staying away far enough to get some extension. You don't want to knee and be real close there and be knee like that. When we knee, we want to knee and it has some length in what we're doing. 15 more seconds. So make sure that you've got enough length. Don't switch in too close. We'll go 2 more. 1 more. Okay, let's practice the switch knee. So we'll do 2 switches like what we've been doing for all the right side attacks. So Candace is in a stance. Switch once, switch back, and knee strike. Not allowed a second step. She didn't cut the distance in. Fail. So switch once, stay there. Switch twice, come in. Yeah, that was the one. 1 switch, stay. 2 switch, come in. Perfect. Let's do that again. Switch, come in. Boom. That's it. On your toes when you switch. Don't go flat. Don't flat foot it. Oi. Remember practicing those double switches. Not too much up and down. Keep your head level. Imagine you're in this room and the roof is like 1/2 mil or 2 mils above your head. You're not going to bang your head on the roof. You're going to switch without smacking your head on the roof. So if you go up more than 2 or 3 mil, you're going to hit your head on the roof. Going to do 2 more. Going to do 1 more. Okay, time. All right, so there's 8 brand new techniques there. The switch kick, as if you didn't know how to do a switch kick, round kick. Then the switch round kick. Switch punch, switch punch. Switch push kick, switch push kick. And then the switch knee, and then the switch knee. All right, so we got a few different brand new techniques there. Let's re-go over them again for 30 seconds each to try to keep them fresh in your mind. So let's go again. 30 seconds each of each one. 8 techniques, which will take 4 minutes. All right, so we're doing the switch kick. We'll keep the same order. 10 more seconds. So 1 switch, straight into position, then back to stance. All right, now double switch, rear kick. 2 switches. Remember, no second step. You might want to take a second step because you're not used to this. 15 more seconds. Two more kicks. 1 more. Okay, the switch punch. Switch longer than what you need. Step your back foot up when you punch. And if you need to, use a jab as a range finder. Two more. 1 more. All right, now we'll do the double switch. Right punch. So leave your back foot up back there and step it when you throw your punch. Switch, switch, step, punch. Make sure your back foot steps, not your front foot. Your front foot's already found range. One more. All right, the switch push kick. Make sure that you get range with your kicking leg by putting your kicking leg back long. Switch. Push kick. Switch straight down your train tracks. Front foot. Remember the front foot cuts across the train track line. Like that. One more. All right, now double switch for the rear push kick. Remember your front foot. How does it got to land to accommodate the push kick? It goes across the train track line. Doesn't go down it. It cuts across it. One more. Okay, the switch knee. You're going to have to switch in. Find the jab. Switch in knee. Once you found your range, wrap them out. Okay, now the double switch knee. Switch distance, then switch in on number 2. Switch distance. Now switch in. If you switched in on the first one, they may punch you. So stay out. Switch in when you're ready to knee. Double switch. Time. Okay. Let me spend the next couple of minutes talking about and demonstrating how to use these in sparring, because these work really, really well. So, I'll have Candice there. We'll do sparring demonstrations, so there will be no power. Okay, let's look at the deceptions. Okay. So, I switch kick, Candice. I land the first one. She wises up, starts blocking with this leg. Oh wait, there's my first trick. Double switch, she blocked on the right, I switched back, kicked on the side, that had no protection. Okay. Check out technique number 2. So remember that. I switch once, switch twice, switch for the third time, then I did the double switch, come on the other side. I had to lull her into a false sense of security. Next one. Switch. Kick. Again, all these setups are off the switch kick, the common one. I'm not going to give you any other setups. I'm going to give you 3, and you're going to practice these the next time you get a chance. So setup number 2. Switch kick. Lands. Switch kick, she's wised up. She blocks. She's standing on one leg, yeah? Switch kick, she blocks. Boom! Punch down centre line. Woo. Just knocked her down. She's on one leg. Boom! And hit with power too, right? Because that switch cross had power if you use it in the way that I showed you to go bang. Alright? So, I've deceived you with my switch kick and I switched cross. I'm pretty sure you can work out the next one, because what have I got left? Switch kick. First one lands. She's wise now. She blocks. She blocks my switch kick. Oh, woo. Knee strike straight down the centre line. While you're like this, whack, in comes that knee. All right, there's my 3 setups. I got heaps more. But that's the 3. The 3 that I know you can remember. Watch them again. Number 1. Blocks. So you've got to block the second one. So when I train these drills, my partner's working with me. I'm landing the first one. They're blocking the second one. I'm tricking them the third one. So let's start again. I score. She blocks. I trick. You're blocking. But you'd be blocking my first technique. That's how my partner would work with me if they were working with me. All right, technique number 2. So this time, I'm going to punch. Switch kick, I score. Second one, she's wise, she defends. Third one, she's wise, she defends, but I trick. Bang, throw my cross down the middle. And then the last one, I kick, she falls for it. She's wise, I kick, she defends, blocks. This time, I trick her, she's blocking, knee. I need a partner that works with me. That's hard to find. You know what I could have also done? Here's another trick. I've talked about this trick before, making one move look like another, right? So, if I switch kick, now I said to go linear with the push kick like this, but you're fighting someone real wise. They don't fall for much, so you've got to show them a round kick. If you show them that, they'll know that's a push kick. I'd know it's a push kick, right? I wouldn't fall for that. But I fall for this. You do your switch like it is a round kick. It travels like it's a round kick, comes through as a push kick. That works on me every time. Okay? So, sometimes the person that you're versing is a highly skillful person. You've got to try and go skill sets higher to catch them out. Alright? And that's one way I'd use to catch somebody out that was wise to my other tricks. So there's 3 tricks there. Well, a 4th one if you want to look at the round kick disguising the push kick. And then everything else is being disguised in amongst that switch. You know, a switch, throw it a kick. You know, switch and throw it a punch. And switch and then throw the push kick. And switch and then throw the knee strike. And then we had all this to do double. You see? Set up my right punch. And I know, switch. If I did this, switch sideways, I get right down your tunnel. Have a think about that one. Andrew Chan, that one's for you, mate. Think about that. Why would I tunnel him as I move out? Like I'm going, boom, because I'm tunneling him. Tell me how. Leave it in the comments for me. All right, I'm going to leave it there because I could go on for hours with this. Because Muay Thai is always about tricking somebody. Make them think you're doing one thing when you do something else. One of my good friends and my trainer, he used to say to me, Muay Thai is joking. He didn't mean it's a joke, like ha-ha. He said it's always, you never know what's coming next. He didn't have the English translation. So he used joking as his way to try to describe to me what he wanted me to do. But he was just saying, be tricky, be deceptive. Don't show what you're really going to do. Always joking. Look like a punch, really it's a knee. Alright? And if you can master that, make somebody think you're going to do one thing when you're really going to do another, you're going to win every situation that comes along. Alright? Remember, the mind. First with the head, then with the heart. First with the heart, you'll get your head broken. I know, I've done it. Alright. Thank you so much for joining me today. Any questions with any of that, leave them in the comments for me and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed.